Okay, context. This year there's been instilled a 65-game limit so that these players have to qualify in order to get MVP votes. Previously, there was no limit. It was collectively bargained just for context. So, Joy, chime in and answer this, because this is an incredibly polarizing topic. Glad to have y'all here for it. Do you agree with Draymond Green's comments?
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't know if Embiid played because of that, so I don't know if I can agree with that. But I do think that this is going to become another big conversation, if it hasn't already, within the NBA. Because if you're talking about the difference between someone being able to win the MVP because they missed 18 games instead of 17.
Okay.
And they had to play a minimum of 20 minutes in certain games. Like, there's a lot of different requirements. If you're talking about, in the case of Tyrese Halliburton, missing out on all NBA honors because of injuries, and that can trigger something in his contract that could cost him up to $40 million. This is going to become a really tense conversation. And it already was a tense conversation. And this is a product of load management, which has existed for a very long time. It goes all the way back to Popovich and, Tim Duncan and Ginobili and Tony Parker. And it got a bit out of control with players taking advantage in some ways. I don't want to say that some people weren't injured, but it became too much of a conversation. You have star players missing big games, you have partners complaining, you have sponsorships complaining, and you have fans complaining, which is fair. You spend a lot of money to go and watch players. They're the reason that the sport exists, and everybody doesn't have the ability to go to every single game. You save up, you go watch a star, they're not in town, they're in town, they're not playing. I get it. I just think it's really tough when you're seeing players either play through an injury to get out there to hit a certain threshold and then injure themselves worse, which is what Draymond is suggesting happened with Joel Embiid, or in the case of Halliburton, who's having an unbelievable season but missed so many games because of a injury that he isn't able to qualify for something in his contract that could cost him $40 million. That feels very heavy. So I see the player side of it, but I also very much understand the other side of it. I just think one side had swung over here, and there was an overcorrection over here, and there's probably somewhere more reasonable in the middle.
The reason I don't see the player's side is because it's the player's fault. If the players would have been responsible from the jump and not have exacerbated load management, just completely perverted the intention of load management from the beginning, we wouldn't be in this situation. And to take it away from sports and make it real life, when your parents don't give you a curfew when you're growing up, we all been in these situations. You show up at 12, show up at 12:30, show up at 1, show up at 2 a.m. Next thing you know, you're finna have a curfew. If you would have just showed up when you were supposed to show up, if they said, hey, just be back, Shady, before midnight, okay, Mom, okay, Pops, okay, whatever the case may be. But once you start to push the limit, now they have to put in rules and restrictions. Shady, you give me that look. I don't know if Shady been in this situation before. So I can't feel bad for the players because it is the players' fault. And, Joy, you said something very eloquent. The thing for me is injuries and pushing through them is part of the game. That's what I love sports. I love sports because it's not just how mentally tough are you, how physically tough are you. So if you can just tap when you want to tap because we don't care that much about playoff seeding, because now if you are even the 10th seed in the NBA, you got a chance to make the playoffs because now we got play-in games. If you can just tap when you want to tap, you're removing the greatest element of sports, which is all, to me, about the toughness. Are you tough enough, Shady, to push through the injury? Or are you going to get hurt? Best ability is availability, big dog. What you make?
And I love Draymond. I don't agree with Draymond, right? And I'm a player. I'm one of them type of players that I'm gritty. I love to play every game. I think as players, man, it's like we don't appreciate how good we really got it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just take myself back to when I was trying to make it. I would do any and everything to even get there, right? No, a lot of these players on the NBA, NFL, they come from nothing. And then I feel like we get to a point, it's like, all right, we arrived. No. I'll give you an example, man. Since I retired, I really understood what it means to be a fan. I always played the game, and okay, there's fans, little kids, this and that, but I never really understood. When I retired, all my friends, I got more time to talk to them. My kids play with their kids, we just having a good time. And it was so many times where they'd be like, yo, man, my Sixers are playing somebody, right? And they saving their money, right, for this date a year in advance, soon as the schedule drops. And I'm thinking, like, for real? You actually doing that? Yeah. So then you get to the game, and maybe your favorite player is not playing. Maybe he's healthy, he's just not playing. Load management. How you think he feel, right? Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Kobe, I'm a Kobe nut. I love Kobe. Kobe said, the reason why I play every game like I play, right? Because it's somebody that heard all about me, how great I was.
No question.
But they never get to see me play. So I want them to see, oh, wow, I get to see how great he is. I'll tell you another great. Michael Jordan, though, how great he is. Bro, there was times the seasons played 82 games, 82 games, 82 games, 81 games, 80 games. Every year he's playing. When he was 39 years old, he played 82 games, right? So there's no really excuse. Now it's like we so entitled. I love the new rule. I want my players to play. I hated teammates that they was healthy, they didn't want to really go play. I ain't feeling good right now. What? It's sports. We gonna be beat up. That's what we play the game for. That's why we are making millions of dollars. Millions. So I hate that they're complaining about this. I just love when players, fight it out. Now, if you're really injured and hurt, then don't play. Because your health is everything, right? It's a sport. Your health is everything. But if you can play, you can go and you're a little banged up, everybody's gonna be banged up, bro. Go out there and earn your money because, that's why they paid you for it. The way it works in sports, I play, you pay.
No more, no less.
That's what it is.
No more, no less.
It ain't no dribble and shut up. No, it's not that. It's just like, I'm getting paid for these services, right? So I'm against it, and I'm a Draymond fan for sure, but I'm against that.
Well, I mean, let's just keep a spade, man. This rule is in place because they are soft.
What you mean?
Oh, wait.
What you mean?
I'm being dead serious. NBA players, right? We all talking up here because we buckled that helmet up, right? After the first day of training camp, we hurt. Right? These players are taking low management games, missing a bunch of games, thinking the NBA ain't gonna do nothing and make y'all play basketball. Like, the fans, like Shady said, the fans are coming to watch you guys play, and you just sitting out there chilling, eating popcorn. Ain't nothing wrong with you for 25-something games? Come on, this is their fault that this rule's in place for them being soft. I tell my kids all the time, when they're with me, I don't care what you eat, dog. But don't be acting like no baby when your belly hurt. when your mama come in here and you don't be acting like no baby, because I told you, if you want to eat like a big dog, you better act like a big dog, right? So if you putting that in your belly, when your stomach hurting, you better suck it up, right? So at the end of the day, these basketball players, man, and I know a lot of them from the streets, a lot of them from the hoods, wherever they from. If they see me in the streets, they probably try to fight me. I don't care. You might be tough. But in the NBA, sitting down, chilling, eating popcorn and hot dogs on the sideline when people paying their hard-earned money, and not for 5 games, for 20, 30 games.
17 of them.
They created this rule. So you can't be mad at nobody but yourself for this rule. So if you're missing out on money, go back and look at when certain players were sitting out and missing basketball games for fun, and now you're missing out on this opportunity to make money. So
I don't know if I can get with you.
It is their fault.
I don't know if I can get with you on the soft, but
that was extreme.
I mean, they had to put in a flopping rule. I mean, I don't want to get on the softness,
I'm not going to call an NBA player soft. Where I would agree with all of you is that this started because the players took it too far.
That's right.
It got called. It existed for a long time, and then we gave it a name, load management, which made the situation worse because now there was something that we could point to and call it that. It's not that they're sitting out because they just don't feel like playing. It's for rest purposes. But when you are healthy and you have Kobe and you have Michael and you have the old school guys who didn't fly on private planes and didn't have masseuses every single day and didn't have everything that we have available now, and they still played every single day, in contrast to the way that the sport is played now, it feels like they're not giving the same level of effort and commitment.
It feels or it is, because that's the difference. I like when people say a feeling isn't necessarily real. A feeling is how do you feel, or it is.
I sit here on a desk with a heated blanket because you keep it on frozen here, okay, with my coffee and, my charger and everything. I'm not going to tell another human being how their body physically feels. I know what they're going to say. And if they're saying it's rest so that they're healthy at the end of the season, that's where I would agree. They took it too far because it's not about that. You should not be playing if you're not healthy. Rest means that if you need that much rest, it means that the entire structure of the sport needs to change. You need to have less games. You need to spread the games out.
And we know that's not the case.
And that's not going to ever happen because you're not going to take less money. The owners aren't going to take less money.
Right.
That is not happening. So if we're not going to advocate for changing the entire structure of the sport so that the players can be healthy, because we do want the stars to be healthy, then there has to be some give and take. So I just think that we were on this end of the spectrum with the players taking it too far and being too brazen about I need rest.
Right.
To now the correction to the other side, where now the players are saying, okay, well, people are missing out on MVPs, which affects your legacy. People are missing out on tens of millions of dollars.
Right.
And so why I say I see both sides of it is because I don't want to tell another human being how their body feels.
I'll say,
but I do see the other side.
And I feel you on that, because my thing is like, yo, if all the All-Stars are sore, right? Not hurt, but they're sore, and we still play, we're gonna be on the same level, right?
That part.
And another thing is like when I think about this, like the whole rule of if you play on and you miss out on money or accolades or whatever, what if the fans say, you know what, Joel Embiid's not playing, Steph Curry gonna play, LeBron ain't playing, cool, we ain't going to the game.
Fluctuate ticket price then.
You get
Fluctuate ticket price.
So, yo, if I'm coming to the game, I got season tickets because I want to see LeBron James. I want to see Steph Curry throw behind the back 2 times, hit the tray ball. That's what I'm coming to see. So if he's not playing, well, I need some of my money back. Right? And then if that happens, it affects the contract.
Correct.
So, like, this game, we only look at the player aspect, right? And I always like that. To be honest, I always love fans, and, but I never thought of them as like, yo, I'm the show. What are we talking about?
So really,
hold on. But now, when I now retired, I see both sides, and now I'm with fans. I'm a fan now, right? I can't even see LeBron James play. He ain't playing. I was like, like, bro, what's up? my point is, everybody gets affected though. So let's say if you don't play and I got to pay all my money in ticket holder and all that,
you ain't play,
and I want my money back. And then if that happens, then the owner will get his money.
Correct.
If the owner gets money, then he can't pay you.
Yep.
It trickles down all the way.
The economy of it.
But not only that, what are we talking about? 82 games.
Yeah.
And they saying you can rest for 17 of them if you're not hurt. You need 25?
Oh, that's a good
If you're
point,
not,
right.
like, that's what I'm saying.
a lot of games.
And you didn't want to say
a lot of
soft.
games.
You didn't want to say soft. I'll say soft. But you talking about mentally, they not soft.
Yeah.
And that's just keeping it a spade. Like, come on, man. How many games do you want to miss for just to eat popcorn? Like, no, I'm being serious, though.
Do you love the game? Do you love the game?
They're not missing these games. The reason why this is a conversation right now is because these guys are missing games legitimately due to injury. But when they are available, they're playing at an MVP level.
I'm never
they're
talking
playing
about
at
injury.
an all-NBA level.
You're talking load management.
Guys, yes, I know we are talking about load management, but what Draymond is talking about is a potential injury that's now happened to Embiid.
But that's what I don't like that, because the injury happened because of contact. Embiid wasn't just running down the field and like, oh, my knee hurts. Kuminga fell on his knee. And Draymond just jumped to the leap of saying, well, maybe if Embiid had not played today, he wouldn't have got hurt. That's the most broken philosophy ever.
I don't agree with Draymond.
Anybody get hurt with that?
I'm saying that the effect of guys actually being injured and missing, say, 18 games, but when they were playing all the rest of those games, they played at an all-NBA level, and they cannot be named all-NBA, so that triggers their contract to miss $40 million. That is the issue. But, again, you guys took it too far. So there had to be something put in place to correct it. And if it wasn't guys resting for rest purposes and not injury purposes, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
But the last thing is, and I guess we'll talk more on this later, the reason I can't even pity the person who misses more than 17 games due to real injury is if you miss 20% of the games, you probably shouldn't be a all-NBA player, NFL all-pro player, NBA, first-team all-NBA, NFL MVP. If you miss 20%, there's not a world in professional sports, whether it is Olympic sports, whether it is NFL, whether it is NBA, whatever the case may be. If you miss 20% of the games, you should probably be DQ'd anyway, because you only played 80%. So even if your 80% was an A, that's better than a dude who played 100% of the joints at a B level. Like, I just can't stay healthy. It's a part of the game. Unfortunately, it's just a part of the game.
Yes, playing football, you kind of just wired a little different because you used to seeing people
taking these shots.
No, I'm just saying, you used to seeing people take shots to go out there and play a football.
You're right.
And all that. And you're sitting out for rest management. That's all I'm saying. And even when you talk to the old school football players, they look at us like, y'all soft. Only can be on the first team. And I be looking at them like, y'all right.
I lost some friends when I seen like, yo, you not putting everything to the game like that. I can't rock with
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
You hurt, so you not playing when all your teammates is playing. Yeah, I can't rock with you.
That's facts.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.